Richard, man, what do you think about this new Shang-Chi? Because we don't really know much about this character, but what do you think about that trailer?
Yeah, I openly admit that I don't know anything really about this character. But watching the trailer, me being a martial arts fan, I can't wait. The fight scenes look good. There's going to be some action humor in there because it starts our girl Aquafina, who's in every Asian movie now. So yeah, it's going to be. It should be fun. Should be fun because Marvel's doing it. Good fight scenes, Aquafina. You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong, man. Mike, what do you think about this trailer? And like I said, Shang-Chi is not really a popular character for Marvel. So how is this movie going to tie into the MCU? And what do you think they're doing?
To answer your question about how this ties into the MCU, if you remember in the original Iron Man movie, the organization that captured Tony Stark, if you look when they do the ransom video, in the background there's the symbol of the 10 rings.
Yeah.
In Iron Man 3, of course, you got Ben Kingsley playing the Mandarin, who everybody thought was going to be the Mandarin, and he's the leader of the 10 rings, but then you find out that he's just a fake. He's just an actor that they used. And then Marvel did a one-off featurette called All Hail the King, where it was basically telling people that Ben Kingsley was attacked or whatever in the prison by somebody from the 10 rings. You can see his hand. He's got a tattoo of the 10 rings, telling him that the actual Mandarin wants his name and pride back or whatnot, so that he's going to be there to take back, what's his. So, I mean, it's already been kind of sprinkled, laid out for everybody. So, the Mandarin is kind of like an immortal person after he gotten the 10 rings. So, Shang-Chi is his son, who they trained to take his place, but gave him 10 years to go and live his life. So it's really going to be interesting kind of to see the dynamic of him growing up, being trained, being abused, being molded into this thing, and then allowed to go live his life, like his 10 years of, go get it out of your system, and then you have to come back.
Like a Rumspringer?
Yeah, like a Rumspringer.
Rumspringer!
Oh. Rumspringer.
You know what it is, Richard?
Oh yeah, dude! I love that movie. It's hilarious.
Oh gosh, bro! I didn't even think about
that. The Amish, man, the Amish.
So yeah, that's a cool setup. I'm excited to see this movie and how MCU is going to take this storyline to tie it into the MCU and move things forward for Phase 4. It looks really good, and I really like martial art movies. Richard's a big martial art fan. So the MCU has pushed forth another character that was, martial arts influenced. That was Iron Fist, which I didn't really like it that much. I wasn't really entertained. And Mike, man, what did you think about Iron Fist? Did you enjoy that one?
The Immortal Iron Fist?
The Immortal Iron Fist.
Protector of Shang-Long?
The enemy of the hand, right?
Exactly. Yeah. There's so many times in that show, the 2 seasons.
Wait, there was 2 seasons?
There's 2 seasons.
I couldn't handle the first one anyway. Go ahead, sorry, bro.
But it was the weakest one of the Netflix series, if you ask me. Definitely one of the weakest one. Didn't like it. I watched it, but I didn't like it. But I watched it.
I didn't enjoy Iron Fist, man. It was just. I think the writing wasn't. I mean, they did so great with Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. I really enjoyed. Surprisingly, I was like, and they came with this one. I was kind of hyped for it too, but it was just like bland, wasn't that good. It was the writing, it wasn't that good. I don't know if it was the same writers or not, but it wasn't good. What about other martial arts movies that you guys enjoy? Because I have some favorite martial art actors that I liked a lot back in the 90s. Has Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was my guy, man. I like that guy.
One of my favorite movies that I grew up, it's not exactly the greatest movie, but it's near and dear to my heart. It's a movie called Only the Strong. It's a movie about Brazilian fighting. It's called capoeira. Capoeira is the martial art that formed what everyone knows now today as breakdancing, right? So one of the actors who I'm going to name is one of my favorite actors. His name is Mark Cascos. He's the main star of that movie. He comes from a background of Wing Chun Kung Fu, which his dad is a grandmaster, and now he is too. But because he also got trained in capoeira for the movie, he practices that as well. Mark Dacascos is also well known for being Iron Chef, the host of Iron Chef. So
yeah.
So the reason why that movie, Only the Strong, is near and dear to my heart is because that's the movie that introduced me to capoeira, and I studied capoeira for about 6-7 years. So so it was, it was fun martial art to learn. Other movies that I really love, I mentioned it earlier today, a Jet Li movie called Fist of Legend, where the choreography, awesome choreography. An old movie from the 80s called The Last Dragon. This is, I don't know if you guys know this, it's a martial art movie that takes place in the Bronx in New York. And it follows this main character. His name is Bruce Leroy. It's just it's funny because it's a character where he's black, but he's so Chinese cultured. And then in the area he lives in, where the Chinese who are trying to be more black cultured. So it's a funny combination. I love the movie,
but classic. If you haven't seen that, guys, you have to see that movie.
And another movie that doesn't really, I think it doesn't get a lot of recognition, is a little more recent, is John Wick. John Wick is a movie that really incorporates martial arts and close combat pistol shooting. The way that they choreograph that is like none other. And I think it's starting to pave the way for some other martial art movies on how they choreograph those kind of fight scenes with close encounter weapons, guns, and martial arts. So a movie that came out late last year called The Old Guard kind of has that same similarity.
Man, John Wick was like a really like unexpected movie, because I mean, everyone loves Keanu Reeves, of course, but I did not expect it to be like that great of a movie because of the fight scenes and how they choreograph everything, and like the cinematography and the colors and the mood of everything. It was so good, and it stood out from anything else that came out that year as far as action movies. It was I guess it was just an unexpected movie. I didn't think it was going to be that great, and I love John Wick, one of my favorite movies by Keanu. So
yeah, no, that's cool. That's really kind of like the first 5 movies. I could talk about this for days. I mean, I have some of my favorite martial artists. Obviously you got Bruce Lee, Jet Li. One that I really grew up with is, everyone knows, Jackie Chan. Not Jackie Chan movies that he did here in America. Scratch those. It's the ones that he did in China, and then they redubbed them here in America. And like the first movie that introduced me to Jackie Chan is Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Rumble in the Bronx. But really, oh man, one of my favorite fight scenes in all of the movies, in his movie that came out called First Strike, there is this fight scene there where he is fighting with a ladder, a climbing ladder, right? Yeah. And the choreography that went into that whole fight sequence was just, I'm gonna copy Mike. Awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. Unique too, because he was, I don't know if he was the first, but he was really known for doing his own stunts. And that was like kind of really unheard of. I mean, not because of, he's doing his own stunts, of course, but it was just the stunts he was doing was like, what? He's actually doing that? And
he's reportedly has broken almost every bone in his body because he does his own stunts. And then the style of how he does his fight choreography, for so many years we're used to Bruce Lee style martial arts where it's macho, I'll hit you, it doesn't hurt. But him, it's completely opposite. He'll show you hitting someone, and then it hurts his hands, and then he's gonna dodge. So he adds that kind of level of humor too. It makes it even the value of entertainment even goes even higher for that kind of scene. So he's someone who actually, I believe, has really changed the way martial art movies are made as well.
But yeah, it's fun, man. Martial arts influence movies or actors. You guys, audience out there, let us know your favorites. That's going to conclude another episode of Superhero Sundays. Tune in next week where we talk about some more cool topics. And yes, thank you for watching. Peace out.